Hello, Rich at Green Valley Landscapes in Skillman, New Jersey. At Green Valley, we use Willow's Bend Irrigation. They're friends of ours to do our winter shutdowns, irrigation shutdowns. So they got a compressor for the compressed air, and we will show you how it's hooked up into the system. And that hose from the compressor is connected to the drain opening at the backflow, which is right over there. And this way we introduce compressed air and it pushes out the water out of each line. What we're looking at now is the compressed air that's blowing all of the water in the lines. It's blowing them out, all of the sprinkler heads. And you can see how it first comes up as water, but then when it's finally pushed out, all of the water, it then becomes just a mist. So that's what the compressed air is doing. It's pushing all the water out of the line. We're going to go over some terms that you might see on invoices in the tech remarks section. Today specifically, we're going to talk about some terms you might see on the irrigation winter shutdown invoices. So here's your time clock. It's sometimes we sometimes refer to it as a clock or controller. We want to make sure that we're in the off position going into the winter. So just wanted to show our customers that. Okay, we're at the part of the house where the water supply line is coming out that actually feeds the irrigation system. On a lot of invoices you're going to see notes about a drain plug. We'll talk about the drain plug in a different part of this video, but you might also see for some houses they have a hose bib instead of a drain plug. So here is what's referred to as a hose bib. This is used for draining the system and also winterizing the system. Here's an example of a backflow valve. This happens to be a PVB, pressure vacuum breaker, but you may see notes. Typically you'll see the notes in the spring startup about exercising the shutoff valves for the PVB or the backflow. That's these. And what we mean by exercising them is almost exactly what it sounds like. We want to open and close these to make sure that they stay freely movable in case we need to use them one day. So that's exercising. So here's a backflow. Here's the supply line. Here is a hose bib connection. So when we talk about a drain plug, this is where the drain plug goes. And when I also write on the invoice that the drain plug is not at the lowest point would be here, there's trapped water in here. So when this compressed air comes through here, it pushes up through the PVB or backflow valve and down through the system. This is all inside the house. So here's potentially trapped water, which could possibly freeze. So that's when I say the drain plug here is not at the lowest point, which would be here. So when I write on the invoice that the drain plug, this is a drain plug, and this drain plug goes right into there during the season. When I write on the invoice that the drain plug is in the valve box, this is where we store it for the winter time. And in the spring, we come, take it out, and we reinstall it at the backflow. It's in the valve box. Here's the valve box. Typically, it'll be at the valve box closest to the backflow valve. That's the backflow valve. Okay, so we've already talking about the note that you'll see on some of your invoices where the drain plug is not at the lowest point. I wanted to give our customers an example of where the drain plug is correctly at the lowest point. Here's an example. So here's the drain plug we take out in the winter time, and here's the access point for the compressed air. It's also the drain point, and as you can see in this example, the drain plug is at the lowest point. So therefore there's no chance of any trapped water in this pipe. Once the plug is out, the water just freely flows out. In the example we've previously looked at, the drain plug was more up here and it was closed off here, and in this section you had trapped water. So again, here's an example, correct installation where the drain plug is at the lowest point. So this is a picture of a shutoff valve in the basement and a inside hose drain in the basement to purge out some of the trapped water in the pipe. Some people have this, many people don't. It's only really necessary, this interior drain valve, if you have a section of trapped water in the pipe. Lots of setups are made so that there is no trapped water, so therefore this is really not needed. But this is the inside drain valve that can only be opened and closed once this main shutoff valve is closed. So again, we are Green Valley in Skillman, New Jersey. There's our phone number and there's our website.